Yes, that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Larry. Additional speakers to the proposed budget? Okay, seeing no one step forward, I'll close public expression and bring it back to the CEO's office.
I don't believe we have any further comments.
Okay. Well, additional comments from the board. There is one, Supervisor Colfax.
The hearings like this or discussions like this, there are always things that one can disagree with. But I do have to say that this is the start of the 10th budget, county budget. And then I've gone through about 8 county school budgets. But I think this shows, the best preparation, the best lead up of any of those budgets. And the concept here that we threw out earlier on, that would be a year-round effort, is being manifested here today. So despite the things that we have some concerns about, I think here this is a very good sign that even in the worst of times, people can come through. And I'd really like to thank the people who did the hard number crunching to get us to this point. And I have no reason to think that we won't continue to see a better product than ever, even under these god-awful times at the state and at the county level. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Supervisor Smith.
Delbert.
Oh, Delbert. Pen's popping up all over, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too would like to thank the staff for what is every year a tremendous amount of work and a lot of sacrifice on behalf of a lot of the departments in trying to make their budgets fit the criteria. It's a not an easy thing to do, and it takes a lot of sacrifice, but it presents, at least at this point in time, a balanced budget. And as we wait to see what the state throws at us and how we need to tweak that and change that come August, we will do so. There's a comment in here that I just wanted to highlight, and it's in the CEO's budget message. It says, for the County of Mendocino, the current fiscal crisis in the state of California budget may afford us the opportunity for creative partnerships that will provide for reforms to the way we do business. I really appreciate that being in there, but the cynical part of me wants to say that we made that same comment here several years ago. And for myriad reasons, we never quite got to the reforms and the new ways of doing business. We've bit off a little bit here and there, but we really haven't got there. And my hope is that we really do look at that statement carefully and dive into those changes, minimum or cultural changes, that are going to raise some eyebrows, but we need to really take a hard look at how we deliver services and do it in a more cost-effective manner. And I think there's some ways we can do that. I always have said that. But if there's going to be a budget year that's going to force us to look at them, and it takes the will up here to do it and take those risks, I think this is the year. But thank you for all the work that the staff has put into developing this in the departments. Really do appreciate it and look forward to August. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Supervisor Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I also would like to thank the staff because I know countless hours went into the preparation of this document. I think it's a really superior document to years past, and adding the color contrast I think is great, and I think we're well on our way to a far more usable document, both for the board and for the public. And I think that we've made great strides in this 1 year of getting it into a more user-friendly format. And I think that in my discussions with Mr. Mitchell, these changes in this forward sort of action on this level will continue, and we'll even see more enhancements next year. So I really want to thank you, because I think I think we've made really great progress this year in getting a much more user-friendly document. So thank you.
Supervisor Pinches.
I concur. When I first got this, when Tom delivered this budget document to me, and first opened it up, I hated it because it was different, but I believe that it is a little more, other than it has to have page numbers for me to refer.
Page numbers right there.
Well, they're not really. I mean, you can't. There's no index to refer. But anyways, I think there's some further tweaking. For instance, I'm not going to support the library budget with a $1,000 desk chair in it. I think that's a little too high for. I mean, I think we can get less than $1,000 desk chair for the library. So I think there's some additional tweaking that needs to be put in here. I want to go after the talk about just one final comment on the revenue. I think there's some work that can be done on the revenue side. As I explained, the assessed valuation. To me, that's a biggie, because I know what's out there. And we can increase the revenues under fair taxation. Another thing, we got 2 TOT accounts that are in $1 million, add up to $1 million in arrear. Think about that if we got that collected. Now, if we have 2 that have let lapse to that degree, how many others out there that are a lesser degree? So that's just 2 accounts we have that add up to $1 million in revenue that we could certainly use this year. So we need to get more aggressive on that issue. So we need to be looking at the we always think about the expenditure side, but there are areas of revenues that we can go at that's not additional taxes. But I think we can do a lot better job in those couple of areas. And we don't need to wait on these issues. We need to start moving immediately on them. Thank you.
I have one last comment, and that is in regards to more of the state budget than our budget, because whatever the state does, it certainly impacts our budget. And years ago, when I was a state union representative, I had occasion to meet quite often with the Speaker of the House at the time, Willie Brown. And Willie brought up a real radical idea at one point and was kind of poo-pooed away, and that was on regional governments. And maybe he was before his time in that attitude, and maybe now is the time, since we're at the crest, or maybe at the edge of the cliff of bankruptcy of the state of California, with the 5th or the 6th largest economy in the world, that maybe we ought to look at statewide a different way of doing government. And maybe now is the time for Willie Brown's idea to come forward. So just commentary more than anything else. I think we're doing an outstanding job here with the cards that we're dealt at the card table that the world is today. We're trying to provide services to the best ability with the dollars that we have. We are set on a pathway of having to provide the services with the amount of money we have, because we have no additional monies coming in. So I think the staff has put together a plan that adequately addresses the revenues that we have without maybe an optimistic look towards any increase in funding in the future. And we have to be realistic. I think this budget, as it's presented, does exactly that. And the accolades have already been handed out, but the staff has done an outstanding job with the monies that we do have available. And that's not an easy job. It's not an easy job to face department heads that are saying, you know, damn you, we need more money. We need more staff. Well, you know what? Yes, in this county, money does grow on the bushes, but it's not taxable. So we have to make do with what we have. And this budget and this staff is doing an outstanding job. So thank you very much. I believe, shy of any supervisor's reports for the